Alright, Shamu, and we're back. We're going to see if I can knock this all out in two parts. So where we last left off, we were going to talk about Evola's idea of Kali Yuga. Now, what is Kali Yuga? Kali Yuga is a cycle of time within these traditions that spans about 432,000 years. It's when the Dharma is standing on one leg. Basically, it's a quarter of its strength. The bull of Dharma is only on one leg. It's characterized by truthfulness and restraint are eroding. Greed, deceit, and factional conflict rises. Rulers lack virtue. Lifespans shorten. Social roles and castes start to blur. Spiritual practice is harder, but simple devotion, sorry, this is not my language, Sankirtana and Japa are unusually potent, which are just saying the names of the gods and the mantras, and that's it. These simple acts are very potent. It's very important that we understand that in the text of Kali Yuga this is mentioned, because this is something left out by Evola. But Kali Yuga is 432,000 years long. It begun in 3102 BCE. It's the decline in the Dharma, but it's a descriptive calendar frame. Evola takes this and tries to make it a mandate to pursue transgressive methods. And he does this by building up a foundation that doesn't really exist. He claims that Kali Yuga is connected to Kali, the deity, and the things that that deity represent. Kali Yuga does not refer to Kali, the deity. Kali refers to Kali, the male demon of discord, which is completely separate. In the Bhagavata Purana, it famously says that the great concession of Kali Yuga is going down to simple practice, the simplicity of it, receiving deliverance by chanting the divine names. No license for anything else, no anything else. Evola ignores this and argues that in the time of Kali Yuga, the viable way is the tantric left-hand discipline, mastering and transmuting the poisons like we discussed, rather than renouncing them. So Evola says, the texts don't matter, we're doing this ride the tiger thing. Hugh Urban wrote a very good thing on Evola, and in this he states that what Evola is saying with this is politicized appropriation of Tantra, and it serves towards Evola's aristocratic, anti-egalitarian ideal. Now, why is it politicized appropriation? We're going to get there. But first, we need to say sorry to Sir Arthur Avalon. Sir John Woodroffe, he said in his book that we discussed that Vamachara is specialized, it is guru-supervised, it's tied to adhikara and eligibility, and warned against translating Vamachara as left-hand worship in this Western pejorative sense. Evola takes the guardrails off. Evola ignores the indispensability of the guru, ignores the warnings of Avalon, in fact does the opposite, and leans on this. And he really leans on this idea of Kali, the goddess, as an emblem of disillusion and power, and treating Kali Yuga as this civilizational backdrop. But then the Sanskrit sources, they don't bear out. This is merely an age that is named for the demon. It's naturally aligned with Kali-centric stuff. Evola throws out the Purana here and starts to cherry pick passages that praise the Kaula type and the sage who acts by one's own will, Svachikara, right? He kind of takes these, cherry picks them, generalizes them into, I guess you would call it like a system of anomic sovereignty, and gives that to the Western elite. Now, why was this all politicized? Why was this politicized appropriation? Why is this aristocratic? Why is this given to the Western elite? And it's because Evola was not just a practitioner or he was a philosopher. And he was a very specific type of philosopher. I'm maybe going to get a guideline strike for where we go from here. Evola worked with and around the Italian Fascist Party as well as Nazism. He wrote in fascist press. He made anti-Semitic arguments. He wrote the 1937 introduction to Protocols of the Elders of Zion. He advanced a degree of spiritual and hierarchical racism. He fought for the Axis in 1945. He was injured, and he started to write more. He became intellectual touchstone for the neo-fascist right that was emerging in Italy. In 1951, he was tried for promoting the revival of fascism. He openly called himself in that trial a super-fascist, claiming that fascism had not done enough or gone far enough, and it needed to advance and to accelerate. And these things that he tied in with this idea of Kali Yuga and the transgression are connected. So he takes this political ideology, he takes this cherry picking of Kali Yuga and of Purana sources, and passes it through this like traditionalist elitist lens where he like praises a path that's suited for like the warrior type, the warrior archetype, and the Kali Yuga conditions. Again, claiming that they were in the time of the epoch of the Kali Yuga, ignoring the fact that according to the calendars within the Puranas, Kali Yuga actually would have been started in like 31,000 BCE. Now, we got a long time to go, and it was not a unique time there. So Evola takes the left-hand path. It doesn't really touch with the Frada Sadhana, I do, but takes what was being written before that and kind of transforms and rehabilitates it through a fake tantric lens to make a legitimate elite initiatory way with a racist and authoritarian worldview backing it. This legitimate elite initiatory way is something that we still see in the left-hand path orders today, and it comes from Evola. That's 10 minutes, yep. May your ancestors bring you the sweetest of portents. May you have wonderful dreams, and hopefully our next couple videos get a little lighter. Anyways, I am going to sleep. Shamu.